Hello, boxing aficionados. Welcome back. Today, we're diving into a fight that's on many people's minds, but also many people think is just a waste of time, unless one of the fighters in question makes some serious improvements. We're talking about Naoya the Monster Inoue versus Riel, Quadro alas Casimero, the battle that millions want to see, but may also prove to be well below people's expectations when it does happen. Naoya Inoue is a one-of-a-kind boxing champion. He's a phenomenon in sports. His demolition of previously undefeated and highly regarded Stephen Fulton as his very first fight in the super bantamweight division was no ordinary win. It was a statement that echoed across the global boxing scene. Fans and pundits alike were debating then, and they're debating even more now, about how far he can go up and dominate. Can he move up in weight to take on the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis? Can he become the first ever 3-division or even 4-division undisputed champion? Meanwhile, in the Philippines, where boxing is woven into the national fabric, Casimero's name rings loud among his multitude of die-hard fans. He is a 3-division world champion. He's got plenty of heart, resilience, and that one-punch power that has his fans convinced he's the man to dethrone Inoue. In 2020, the world was ready for this epic showdown. But as fate would have it, the pandemic pulled down the curtains on this much-anticipated battle. Not many people realize now or even then, but that was a missed moment in boxing history. It would have been an electrifying bout, like the first fight between Inoue and Nonito Donaire. But it wasn't meant to happen. Inoue moved on, and now he's on top of the pound-for-pound list along with Terence Crawford. He's also the acknowledged Fighter of the Year 2023, due to his incredible run toward undisputed championship in 2 weight divisions within the shortest ever time frame in the history of modern boxing. After defeating the legendary Donaire in 2019's Fight of the Year, Inoue's career trajectory has been nothing short of meteoric. With each fight, he's not just winning, he's evolving, adapting, becoming more formidable. Casimero's career, unfortunately, has taken the opposite path. His recent outings haven't resonated like before. His inability to cut off the ring effectively was exposed in an unsatisfying split-decision win over a defensive-minded Guillermo Rigondeaux. Each bout after that, Casimero seemed to have lost his explosiveness, his ferociousness, his frightening knockout power. He was gassing out early in these fights. Where Inoue has soared, Casimero appears to have stalled and fallen back. After watching Casimero struggle yet again in his latest fight, Inoue announced he was no longer interested in a bout between them. For Inoue, it's about legacy, challenges, and the right opponent. It's about becoming the undisputed champion in as many weight divisions as he can conquer. Casimero doesn't fit that bill in Inoue's eyes. Casimero has nothing to offer. The fight against Yokinori Oguni was a test to see whether it would be worthwhile to pit him against Inoue in 2024 or 2025. It was a chance for Quadro alas to shine, to prove to the entire boxing world, not just to his die-hard fans and social media followers, that he is still a worthy opponent for the Japanese monster, even though the monster is now miles ahead in actual accomplishments. Unfortunately for him, even some of those loyal fans can no longer deny that he did not pass the simple test. Like in his fight with Philippus Ngitumbua, Casimero's lack of stamina, speed, and technique was apparent in this bout with Oguni. He was running out of steam in the second round against a retired fighter who wasn't even impressive during his most active years. Casimero's once fearful punches were still there, but even when he was hitting Oguni with power punches, the retired Japanese underdog was still very much in the fight, and in fact he was giving Casimero a good fight. He wasn't backing out. He wasn't scared of Casimero's heavy hands, and he was even beginning to get into his own rhythm. In short, Casimero did not show anything in this fight that would suggest he will be competitive against Inoue. That is not the kind of performance that earns you a shot against a pound-for-pound king who's an undisputed champion in 2 weight divisions. Casimero now looks like a washed-up version of the Casimero that was knocking out opponents in frightening ways a few years ago. By all indications, his abilities have declined, and continue to decline with every fight, even against opponents who are nowhere near the caliber of fighters that Inoue demolished easily, like Fulton, Donaire, or even Tapales, who has better defense than both Fulton and Donaire as it turns out. Naoya Inoue is busy destroying world champions, while Riel Casimero is barely winning against no-name opponents. If Inoue and Casimero stepped into the ring tomorrow, what would we see? Well, based on their current forms, it will surely be a mismatch, a one-sided affair favoring the Japanese. They may have been equals, they may have been evenly matched in 2020, but not anymore. Naoya is on track to building one of the loftiest legacies in boxing, becoming an undisputed champion in at least 3 weight divisions. In contrast, Casimero hasn't even accomplished half of what Inoue has accomplished so far, and to be brutally honest, it doesn't even look like he can defeat Marlon Tapales or Murodjon Akhmadaliev at this point, given his complete lack of stamina and explosiveness. This is the reason why Inoue expressed no interest in fighting Casimero earlier last year. But now there is a twist to this unfolding drama between a fighter who seems destined to become an all-time great, and a fighter who is desperately trying to become relevant in the 122-pound division. You see, Naoya Inoue has apparently changed his mind about not fighting Casimero, stating that he and Casimero has some unfinished business that needs to be settled. After defeating Tapales, when asked about future bouts, Inoue mentioned 3 names that he is interested in: Luis Neri, Murodjon Akhmadaliev, and Riel Casimero. These are the super bantamweight challengers that he wants to face in 2024 and 2025. Can Casimero rise to the challenge? Can he reignite that fire that made him a feared fighter? What needs to change in his training, strategy, and mindset to pose a real threat to the monster of Japan? Because again, to emphasize, Inoue has been busy conquering world champions, while Quadro has been busy doing nothing impressive inside the ring. Boxing is as much about the fights we see as about those we imagine. Inoue versus Casimero, if it ever happens, could be a classic, the way it might have been in 2020 if that fight wasn't cancelled. But only if Casimero finds a way to get back to his previous level of performance, when he was a force to be reckoned with inside the ring. Because it is quite evident at this point that Naoya is truly in a league of his own in the lower weight classes. What is your take on this? Share your thoughts, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of boxing. Stay sharp and keep loving the sport.